What's up, guys? So last night was WWE NXT Takeover Toronto. Hailing from the Air Canada Center. I think that's what it's called. I can't say anything bad about it. It was really well done. Every match from start to finish was just beyond amazing. So let's just talk about it. Biggest criticism I have of the entire thing is probably just Samoa Joe winning back the title, because not because he won it back, because I know he's well deserving of being a champion in WWE of some sort. Can the NXT title be like a feud on Raw? Because both of those guys need to go to Raw. I'm always saying Raw because Shinsuke Nakamura needs to go to a show that has Corey Graves, because no one else should be screaming King Shatha. If Dado Tonga did that, done watching. From start to finish, the match was just really good and had Samoa Joe in the offense most of the match, so you thought that Shinsuke Nakamura was going to come back and kind of get his comeuppance and beat the Monster. But it's not what happened. The Monster just won, which is always good to have. I attempted to count how many times these guys kicked each other. I think I lost count after like 80, because Jesus, they kicked a lot in this match. And that's what was really cool, because it looks like MMA, but we're in WWE. And we're not even in WWE, we're in NXT. To me, NXT is booked a lot like a combination of like Ring of Honor and Evolve. Like, it has its TV shows, but when it has like its one special event, it has like Evolve 52, Evolve 73, Evolve 89, whatever. Those events itself are just super special. Kind of like how Ring of Honor does. They have their little tape shows, they're always okay, and then you get to the main part, the pay-per-view, and it's just godly amazing. I'll never be able to wrap my mind around like how good Samoa Joe is for a man of his size, doing suicide dives and all these kind of flips and kicks and muscle busters and everything. It's just, he's just awesome. And sometimes it's always good to have the Monster win the match, because I mean, if Shinsuke just won, it'd been kind of predictable. And now Samoa Joe's the first time ever two-time NXT champion. Based on previous history, how NXT usually works, a guy wins the title, he defends for a couple months, he loses it, he waits a couple months, he gets a rematch. He loses the rematch, then he goes to the main roster. He kind of goes out with 2 losses. So maybe what they're doing right now, Nakamura's is going to go straight to the main roster without getting a rematch. It would kind of suck if you didn't have a rematch, but you don't want to have him lose 2 times. I mean, come on. All those violinists can't come out twice. No, it's just one time. And speaking of violinists, the Redheaded Girl, she was trying to get herself over real good. And it worked, because I noticed her. And she was all up on Nakamura when he's laying down, when he was doing his entrance. And that's like a good thing, that you're putting some unpredictability back into wrestling, because in WWE, you don't really see that much unpredictability anymore. It's really good that you have Samoa Joe win, even though that means he'll probably stay down there longer. But maybe that means Nakamura comes out sooner. So, either way, because if Nakamura held the title, he'd probably just hold it up until maybe like Takeover Orlando, and he lose it to like Bobby Roode or something. It kind of makes sense that maybe Nakamura comes up sooner. And they both should have just came up by now, because they're quality wrestlers, just like how AJ Styles. He didn't go to NXT, neither did the club. Carl Anderson just skipped over that. Luke Gallows, I mean, he was there. Fake Kane, Festus, Luke. You get the point. Either one should have gone to NXT in the first place, but they are. Let's enjoy it. Last thing about it, these guys are well into their 30s, and they're taking some pretty good bumps. Can we get them on the main roster so you can make your money off of them, because they're really good and they're not that far from the same age as John Cena. And this brings me to the opener of the show, Bobby Roode versus Ty Dillinger. I forgot that both these guys are from Canada. Once I watched the video package, I didn't realize that Ty Dillinger's from Niagara Falls. I was like, oh, okay, that'd be cool, because you know, he's a hometown guy. And then I completely forgot Bobby Roode is also from Canada, so of course he would probably get a little bit of a bigger pop. Not that much though, because they liked both of them. And that entrance, I had to rewatch that entrance like 6 times. That was glorious. And I don't know what this thing is that Ty Dillinger wears. It's like right here, but like that looks really cool. He kind of looks like an evil scientist. It's like, I was thinking Dexter. I kind of felt like the match was kind of short. Like, I felt like it could go on a little longer and I would have been entertained. Like, did Bobby Roode switch his finisher doing a glorious bomb to like this DDT? I don't watch NXT that often, so I just don't know. If he did switch it, then okay, it's just a DDT. That was one of Edge's signature moves. Why is this a finisher for your up-and-coming next star? I'd rather see Ty Dillinger honestly get the win, but I mean, Bobby Roode winning, I'm not upset, but I just want to see Ty Dillinger come up to the main roster, preferably SmackDown. That guy is an Intercontinental Champion. He just is. Probably the worst match on the card, but saying worst really is an insult, because it was still amazing. It was probably the NXT Women's match. Defending champion Asuka taking on Mickie James. The returning Mickie James from Richmond, Virginia. I'm from Virginia Beach. Throw him up. That's my girl right there. The crowd didn't really seem to be into Mickie James returning that much. Like, they weren't as loud as I expected, but like, they gave her a good standing ovation, but not like the one that like you kind of wanted her to get, because I thought they were gonna like pop really loud, because she's a big name when it comes to women's wrestling. I guess they just really wanted Trish. That's why her husband got booed at the Hall of Fame. always taking Trish away from us. The match itself did like one thing, solidify that Mickie James, at her age, I'm not even sure what her age is right now, it's probably not even that old, but she can still go, and we kind of already knew that because she was in TNA. She wrestled a bunch of indies, BTW, House of Hardcore, MCW Pro Wrestling. She's wrestled around the world basically, so we all kind of know what she's capable of, but like, it's kind of cool to see her back in WWE because I feel like we haven't really seen her at all, even though if you flip over to Impact, she was probably up there about 2-3 years ago. Also, I mean, the crowd probably wasn't into it that much because we all knew that Asuka wasn't going to lose. She's not going to lose. But I did like her entrance because the entire crowd was wearing her mask. I'm assuming that WWE just passed those out to everyone. And hey, you sat front row, you got a chair and an Asuka mask. So look at you with all souvenirs. Mickie James did honestly a lot better than I even expected. Like, I already knew she was going to do great, but like, she did a lot better. Her Karanas, the kicks, it was just really good. Solid work by Mickie James, and this is her year to go in the Hall of Fame. Simple as that. But at the end, with Asuka holding up the title instead of shaking Mickie James' hand, I was like, oh, a little disrespectful. But hey, she's trying to solidify herself as the champ, and the champ don't need to shake hands. The champ has to carry that belt around. They ain't got time. She got to carry her ego and the title. She ain't got time to shake your hand. The Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic came to an end with Authors of Pain winning the coveted title. I'm just a big fan of like big dudes because like the big guy concept and like monster in WWE's kind of been lacking over the past couple of years because Big Show's kind of, he slowed it down. The Kane, he's kind of slowed it down. And who else did that give us? Brodus Clay? So seeing guys like Braun Strowman and now the Authors of Pain, it's like bringing back the big guys, but big guys that can actually go. You got Samoa Joe, he can go. The Authors of Pain, they're actually really good. Like, I knew they were alright, but like once they got in the ring and started going, I was like, oh, these guys are pretty good. They got Braun Strowman on Raw, who's just improving by every single week. So I like seeing big dudes wrestle.
Because I like big, sweaty men.
And TM61, I mean, that will always sound like the name of a BMW car, honestly. These dudes can go. I'm like, I knew they're alright because I watched their Australian stuff. I knew they're like, these dudes they're good. But like, I didn't really know how good they are until this match. You got Paul Ellering just standing from the top or hanging from the top in a shark cage. I don't know whose concept that was to do that again, but whoever made that up, you got a bonus. So to see such an old concept come back to WWE, I'm like, wow, they are really trying to like get the nostalgia back in, which is cool. And sometimes you need to do that every now and then. I mean, look at Goldberg. And the match itself feels really solid, considering that like you have one team that has a combined weight of maybe a little under 400 pounds, and then you had a combined weight of over 600. One of them was a former amateur wrestler, the other one was like a mixed martial artist. So you got some quality talent coming into the roster. And it's only a matter of time until we see the Authors of Pain as your tag team champs. What's up? I don't even know how to describe the moves that TM61 was even doing because I had no idea what to call them. I just know that they are really cool to watch. They might actually make me start watching NXT a lot more because usually I just look at the results, so I'm like, I can keep up with the storyline, but I also don't have to watch like another hour of content, and I can just, you know, do homework, you know, because homework's important. And finally, DIY wins the NXT Tag Team Championships. Honestly, they should change the name from DIY to like Show Stealers. The last two NXT takeovers they've been on, they stole the show. Simple as that. Two guys well known in the indies now holding WWE gold. It's just a good story. Then you have the Revival, honestly two guys that I feel like I would just go see wrestle in a high school gym, but they come to WWE and you know they had their little time doing other gimmicks and then they come together and it becomes something magical. And seeing that they just lost the tag team titles, I'm assuming they'll probably get like a rematch sometime just like on an NXT taping. So let them loose, let them go to Raw because I would love to see Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows versus the Revival. There was a lot of Bret Hart tributes with a heart attack and a sharpshooter by Ty Dillinger earlier that night, but the heart attack that the Revival did, also because they were wearing pink too. It looks solid. There's so many like close call finishes that I was like, I got emotionally invested. And I've never been that emotionally invested in a tag team match in a very, very long time. Honestly, I don't think I've ever been that emotionally invested into a tag team match before. So you guys just make me love tag team wrestling again. Thank you, Johnny. Thank you, Tomasa. You guys are awesome. At the end, you had the double submission, which was just kind of cool because you saw one of them just hold on to his partner like, don't tap, like he's holding his hand so he can't hit the mat. But at the end of the day, they both had to tap because that's a lot of pain they're going through. Well, don't blame them. And if you put this match in the main event, I'll have been alright with that because it was just solid. And if you haven't watched it, go watch it. I mean, like, really watch it. Don't, like, scroll through Twitter and watch it. I mean, like, just sit there and watch it. It's quality wrestling. Final synopsis on NXT Takeover Toronto, 9.5 out of 10. I just felt like the opening match was a little short, but still really good. I ain't Dave Meltzer, but if I can get 5 stars to everybody, I would. So what do you guys think about NXT Takeover? Leave it down in the comments down below. And tell me what do you think about Samoa Joe being the NXT champion for the second time. Tell me what you guys think down in the comments down below. Make sure you like, comment, share, and always subscribe.